control.
Absolutely. Star of the show.
What are you seeing here, Larry?
Well, it looks like a little bigger root mass on the treated corn sample. Clearly, much more feeder roots or secondary roots. These fine, small roots that are radiating out from the primary roots, as you can see. So that's definitely a indicator that the mycorrhizae is active and has colonized these roots.
And it would look like it was harder. I tapped the roots to try to get as much of the dirt away from them as possible, and I really worked hard on this one, and I still have that mass of soil with it, and I just tapped it a few times on that one, and the soil kind of just fell away.
Well, that's because of the hyphae of the mycorrhizae, what they call the hyphal filaments, which we can't see with the naked eye, but there are thousands and thousands of tiny microscopic filaments that actually radiate off of all of these feeder roots and will bind that soil together. And that's the reason it's clinging to this root system much more than the other one. It looks like our treated sample is taller, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got a little more advanced or greater top growth. A little early to see what's going on with the corn itself, but definitely looks like it's doing well.
It's working.
Yes.
It's working. All right.
Do you want to talk at all right now about those top 3 benefits you talked about?
Sure. The mycorrhizal fungi, which basically enters into a symbiotic relationship with the roots of the plant, does a number of benefits for the host plant. The 3 most important is it helps the plant absorb more nutrients from the surrounding soil. For one thing, all these hyphal filaments radiate out into the surrounding soil much further than the roots themselves, and they become conduits that absorb and deliver your nutrients back to the corn. So instead of, in this case, the soil resources that are feeding this corn are limited to that soil that's contacting these roots. In the case of the mycorrhizae, you've got an area 18 to 24 inches beyond the root that you see that's being accessed by all these hyphae. There can be several miles of these hyphal filaments in a single teaspoon of soil. So all that soil is now contributing to each of the corn plants that have the mycorrhizae. So nutrient uptake is a big one, and at the same time, moisture. Now, moisture this year is probably not nearly the issue it was last year, but because you've got all these surface area hyphae in the soil, you're accessing all the moisture from a much greater area. They also, there's a phenomena inside the root cells with mycorrhizae that allows the corn to store water inside its roots that without the mycorrhizae does not happen. So the plant becomes far more drought tolerant, far less susceptible to moisture stress. And then lastly, the mycorrhizae is a disease suppression function. It is actually the most powerful natural immune system that roots have against fungal root disease such as Phytophthora, Pythium, Rhizoctonia, and so on. And even though roots seem to be healthy, they are constantly in a battle with these diseases to keep them off the roots. And the mycorrhizae, through numerous functions, help the root defend against that. So that energy that the plant would otherwise have to expend to stay healthy, the mycorrhizae takes over that function, and now that energy can go to producing corn. So those are the three primary benefits. There are some others, but those are the main ones.